Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of Nerd News with Bytes and Brews, as presented by the Geek Lyfe. Check out the Geek, Lyfe.com for all your up-to-date nerd news culture.
I'm your host, Robert.
And I'm Tony. And this week, we'll be talking about 3 separate topics. Topic number 1, we need to pay our respects to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Stan Lee. This one really got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was crying at work.
Yeah, it was a real tough day. I feel like the best way for us to pay tribute to the man is to speak of our personal favorite Marvel property, and maybe a specific experience that we've had that has kind of enriched our lives thanks to Mr. Lee. I've been a huge fan of the Deadpool series, way back before it was cool. Specifically, the Cable and Deadpool series that ran was one of my favorites, and not just because like Deadpool's crazy and wacky, but I really liked like the whole buddy cop scenario that was going on, and like the friendship that Cable and Deadpool, like, even though they give each other shit all the time and they don't really work well in certain situations, but what that series taught me was that, like, even if you don't necessarily agree with everything that the other person has to say, or even if you're completely two different people, you can still, at the end of the day, have each other's back. Really, I compare a lot to our friendship, because I disagree with you on almost everything.
Yeah.
But we still make it work. And I feel like a lot of that's attributed to the lessons that I learned from the Cable and Deadpool series. If you think about it, Marvel's kind of like our like pantheon. You know, it's like the modern pantheon of like gods and like stories and morals. And because if you think about how like stories were taught, like how morals were taught back in the day, it was always based on some type of entity, some type of myth or fable or legend, and these are modern day myths, fables, and legends, and this is how, you know, modern day society is getting its morals and being taught its lessons, and it's just like at this point the biggest storytelling empire.
My favorite thing about it is that how it seems right now like it's never gonna die. Like it's never hitting a spot where it's like lumped out and either no longer cool or no longer relevant. Like they keep finding ways to not necessarily reboot, but refresh any and all series to bring in a new upcoming generation into the fold.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this stuff is cool.
Yeah, which I appreciate. A lot
because
of people...
if you showed kids nowadays like the X-Men cartoons that we were watching when we were kids, not as cool.
I mean, have you watched the X-Men cartoon lately? It doesn't really hold up very well.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Just saying.
The MCU.
Right.
Perfect example. 10 years ago, with the MCU starting up, you've got a whole new group of families.
Yeah.
And not to say that nerd parents aren't going to raise their kids nerdily anyways.
Right.
But it kind of helps.
It helps, absolutely. When you make these family-friendly oriented films, but still make them to where adults can enjoy them. I always felt that was one of Disney's greatest strengths, and I actually enjoy that they're bringing that flavor to Marvel. A lot of people are kind of pissy about it because like they want their dark, gritty, like adult, R-rated, like Marvel, but
the majority of Marvel isn't that.
Right.
Stan Lee was always about creating those characters that are wholesome.
Yeah, absolutely. The torch has to be passed.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they're doing a very smooth transition of it without completely forgetting about the people that got them there in the first place.
Speaking of the torch being passed, I saw a meme. There's a lot of floating around right now with Stan Lee.
Yeah.
But it was the Toy Story scene of Andy passing his toys off.
Oh, God. Dude, as if Toy Story 3 wasn't sad enough. You have to go and
so it's Stan Lee with each character passing off.
No, dude. No, I refuse.
And he's passing it off to Kevin Feige.
Oh, okay. Well, Feige's been doing an amazing job.
So,
well, at least we know that like Stan Lee's stories and his persona will never be forgotten. At least not anytime soon. I mean, Marvel's going real strong.
I'm still not ready for the inevitable like in loving memory?
Oh, at the end of Avengers 4? Nah, dude, I'm gonna lose it. It's gonna be more like hard hitting than the end of like Avengers 3.
Well, even like for me, like just in general nerddom, like the Carrie Fisher thing.
Yeah, that hurt too.
And I just finished Spider-Man 2 days before he died.
Oh, the PlayStation 4 game? Yeah.
Thank God, because if I would have got to his cameo, after, like post-mortem...
Yeah, that would... Oof. Well, here's to you, Stan. Thank you. Man. Thanks for all the stories, buddy.
It was good. And thanks to Dominic.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Dom, for giving us a 12-year Macallan to properly mourn.
But on to happier things?
Yeah. So a game just released, Fallout 76.
Oh, yeah.
Take me home, country road. In Vault 76, our future begins.
So I've been playing it.
I have not.
So I'll talk about it.
Okay, then.
So Fallout 76 came out to some pretty polarizing reviews.
Yeah? I've purposely stayed away from all of it.
Yeah, no, there's people hate the shit out of that game. And some people are just having a good time with it. I'm in the just having a good time with it camp.
What are they shitting on it for?
They're shitting on it because it's not your standard Fallout experience. Like, it's in the same Fallout world, you know, wasteland.
Right, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic. But it's very close to after, like, the Fallout actually, like, settles down. It's not, like, hundreds and hundreds of years after the nukes dropped. It's just like 25 years.
A week or two?
Yeah, a week or two. Yeah, you open the door and you die immediately. Game over. Yeah, it's a weird way to go. It's a weird direction. Right. It's what they call Reclamation Day, which is you are the first vault to actually get out there.
Yeah, Vault 76 is the first vault that opens.
Right, and your whole job, reclaim the land and rebuild and repopulate, and that also means that there's not civilizations already established. So there's no NPCs, right? So you get your quests, and there's NPCs in the sense where there's like merchants, but there's no quest givers. Like you get your quests through like radio transmissions and like corpses, like letters off of corpses on the ground. But there's a lot of people feel like the lore has suffered for that because like you don't actually have like NPC interactions. It's not a single player game. Do not play this game by yourself. That's not what this is. It's not it's not a Fallout single player game. It is strictly the only way you're really going to really have a good time. And the reason why I had a good time is because I was playing with somebody else.
Okay.
You know, and we were able to kind of explore the world and find all that, because it still has all the like.
What the fuck are you playing with?
A random dude. This is the greatest. Like this actually like rejuvenated my hope in like humankind because like. I literally just got out of the vault, got done creating my character, and then I'm like messing around with like the first checkpoint in the game, and then all of a sudden I hear like, "Hey, what's up, man?" on my like headset. I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm dead." Like immediately in my head, and I was just like, "I'm fucking dead." Like I don't have any weapon. Like I got a fucking machete. I turned around and there's a dude in like a full like astronaut spacesuit. He's like,
power armor.
Yeah, no, he didn't have power armor. Just an astronaut suit,
like just
a space suit. What's up, dude? But no, he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, dude, what's up? I'm just playing. This is
my dirt.
I just started. I don't have any things. I don't have anything.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, man. I got like 2 caps." But no, he ended up being really, really cool. Shout out to Gunslinger. And we literally just played for like 3-4 hours, and he was showing me how to do things, and like we ran into some other people, but they didn't have mics, so we didn't like join up or anything. Like so we murdered all of them. Yeah, it was super awesome. I just went around doing like the little fetch quests and stuff, and like finding the little like there's still a shit ton of Easter eggs in there. Yeah. Like it's still like Bethesda still. The
lore is still there, but it's hard to get the story across at that point.
Yeah, the lore is still there, but it's a lot of voice communications, which I understand why people don't like. Like those can get real boring and monotonous, and it's the whole idea of like show don't tell. Right. And this is absolutely tell. And there's like raids and stuff like that. So like you can launch a nuke in a certain area, and that starts like an event, like an end game like event.
Oh.
Like higher level shit.
So how long roughly do you think it would take you to get to end game status?
I don't know.
How many hours?
I played for 3 hours and I got to like level 5.
Do you know
and I watched a video of some guys play some hard ass like end level shit, and they were like level 40, and they all had like power armor. A fucking gunslinger gave me a free suit of power armor. He's like, here, dude, I just got, I had a spare one of these. And I was level 2 in a power armor suit, dude.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What's this button do? Like self-destruct? Like I didn't know what I was doing, man. But like, I don't know. I had a great first experience, and that might have like kind of tinted my glasses rose-colored. But ultimately, I understand what they're going for. No, it's not your standard Fallout game. Don't play by yourself. Don't expect a standard Fallout experience. Just go in thinking of it as like a Rust or like one of those survival games, but done by the people who understand like post-apocalyptic, like it's the post-apocalyptic franchise. It makes sense in the lore. A lot of people think that Bethesda like sold out. It's not like they're doing a fucking battle royale like everybody else is, but they're doing something that, yes, is a little bit more popular, but makes sense and still fits within their universe. So I'll give them a pass. Also,
you're a Bethesda fanboy.
I'm a massive Bethesda fanboy, and I fucking love Bethesda and everything that they do. So there's a fanboy review for you guys.
So if, say, Gunslinger had come across and said, like, prepare your diddly hole and just, like, murdered you...
I would have kept on playing. Because I'm also...
Because you just spent $60 on the game.
Well, yeah, also because I'm streaming
$60?
it. It's $60. It's full price. Which, I mean, yeah, I probably would have been a little happier if it was $40. But again, I'll give them the $60 because I know that Bethesda is going to keep on supporting this game.
Oh, of course.
And I know they're going to keep on adding content. It's just like any of those games that start out, yes, it seems kind of empty right now, but they're going to keep on filling it.
Isn't that such crap that they can launch like anything that feels empty and sell billions of copies?
Yeah.
Like,
there is content.
There's content there with the knowledge that they're going to immediately sell more content.
Welcome to modern fucking game industry, man. Like,
it just sucks.
Yeah, fair. I would say have faith. If you're a Bethesda fan, have faith. They're gonna do us right on this one. And they're working on fucking Elder Scrolls 6. You can't just shit out a goddamn Elder Scrolls game. So in the meantime, like, they're giving you something to pass the time. Also, I'm Twitch streaming it, and I do like the choose your own adventure style Twitch streams.
Like you do.
So it makes it more fun for me. So there is ways to have fun with this game. You maybe just have to try a little bit harder, but it's there. It's there.
I want to talk about a fucking bombshell that was recently dropped, and that's the fact that Sony and their IPs will not be at E3 this year.
Right. Which makes me way less interested in E3.
Is this the beginning of the end for E3?
The beginning of the end of E3 was when they opened it to the general public. They tried to make it a PAX or like a Comic-Con. Like they saw the numbers that those like fests and stuff were making, and they got greedy. They tried to profit off it. They tried to turn it into something that it wasn't. And all the game developers hated it. They fucking hated it. I mean, all the people that went hated it too because they were trying
to... like, hey, general public, come on in and take a look and be a part of this, but you're not allowed in anything.
Right. You look. You stand from a distance. Yeah. They were trying to have their cake and eat it too, and it ended up biting them in the ass. I stood in line for seven to 8 hours, just to play Doom VFR. Totally worth it, by the way. But that was my whole day. Like, a lot of the developers and stuff brought their equipment there so that, like, industry people can play their games. They weren't thinking about the general public. Like, and all of a sudden, like, thousands and thousands of people are swarming the fucking convention center, and they weren't prepared for it.
It's been on my bucket list for, like, since I've known about it.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's like never meet your heroes.
Right.
Like, we went there and they just like shit on us.
If you had the green badge, just the consumer badge or whatever, like, you didn't get into like half the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they tried to do too much with it. They didn't stay in their lane, and they didn't perfect what they were trying to do.
They did like a trite downfall of too many, like what a lot of companies out there are doing now, where they're like, hey, we're really good at this one thing, let's do more.
Yeah.
But they're like not. They like lose sight of. They lose what made that one thing.
They lose their focus. Yeah, dude, they totally lost their focus. So I don't blame Sony at all.
Is this one of those things where they're taking a step back because the PS5 is in development now? Are they taking a step back to focus on that and just choosing not to put anything out at E3?
Listen, I don't care.
Or do they feel like they don't have to drop their dick on the table because it's
Right.
always then every year?
That's arguable. My opinion is that PlayStation knocked it out of the park last year and was the best best thing for E3, but not everyone agreed with that.
They've got God of War.
Right.
They've got Red Dead.
Right.
It's already like the fastest selling whatever.
It had the biggest opening weekend of any entertainment IP, period. We're talking about films, movies, video games, it fucking killed everything. At this point, the only way that E3 can recoup is if they go back to their roots. They have to take a step back and they have to make it an industry event again. And
Fast.
Very fast. Very fast. Because Sony already pulled the trigger, and I can only assume that all the other game companies and developers are going to do so.
With the big three already all pretty much having their own conventions or conferences anyways.
Right.
Follow-up question.
Right.
What if Sony does their own convention and instead of announcing a PS5, they announce a mobile shitty version of some IP?
No. They wouldn't.
They pull a Blizzard.
They wouldn't.
Just do a mobile version of some game.
I wholeheartedly believe that Sony would not pull this bold of a move unless they had PS5 in their back pocket. They were waiting until they had something strong enough to justify this removal of their name from E3. So those are our takes, our hot takes for the... if you will, for this week's Nerd News. Let us know what your thoughts are, guys.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think's behind PlayStation's? What's up PlayStation's sleeves?
Right. And what do you think about Fallout 76? Do you have your own experience? What's your favorite Marvel IP or experience or
influence.
Just moment? How has Stan Lee affected your life in a positive manner? We'd love to hear from you guys. Hit us up in the comments below. So that's it for this week in Nerd News with Bytes and Brews.
Go ahead and keep it locked on thegeeklife.com. That's thegeeklyfe.com for any more breaking news or updates in your nerd world.
And hopefully we'll see you guys next week. We're going to try to make this a weekly thing, but day jobs are also a thing, and those kind of suck. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime,
go fuck yourself.
We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on our sign off.
Let's not go fuck yourself.
No, put in the comments below what you guys think our sign off should be, so that we don't have to use go fuck yourself.
Eat a dick, internet.